Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at the 2023 Audi RS5 Coupe with the competition package. Huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this vehicle for me today. Check out their website, that link is down in the description. This RS5 is finished off in Nardo Gray, and with that comp package, the MSRP is bumped up to $94,000. Powering the RS5 is a 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 that's paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 444 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. Sent through that Quattro all-wheel drive system, it can propel this 3,900-pound coupe from 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. Top speed with the comp pack is up to 180 miles an hour. Now this also has a fuel capacity of 15.3 gallons. You'll expect to see around 18 miles per gallon in the city, 26 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 108.9. Its overall length is 186. It has a width of 73.5 and a height of 54 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now for this RS5, let's start off with the hexagonal grille, which is finished off in gloss black. This model even has the blacked out Audi logos. There's a forward-facing camera. RS5 is blacked out, minus the red logo there. And then there's more gloss black in the inlets on both sides, where there's sensors for both the parking sensors and for the adaptive cruise. So there's one on both sides. There's plenty of cutouts both in the grille and in the lower section to provide a lot of cooling to that engine. And the comp package also gives you this very small carbon fiber piece that runs right across the lower lip of that bumper. Now this also has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals, some gloss black trim accents on the outside of those housings, and then there are 4 distinctive lines that come down the hood, meeting that top trim piece just above the grille. So it blends in nicely. It's a pretty large grille, but everything flows nicely with it. Now for the side, this model has the all-new design for these 20-inch wheels. These are very, very nice with that 5-spoke design, split Y-spoke at the end, and with the spokes being so skinny, look at the size of those red RS calipers. I think this is a beautiful wheel design. I almost want to put these on my R8 to see what they look like, but fantastic wheel combo with this Nardo Gray. Power folding side mirrors have the carbon fiber mirror caps. There's a camera and a turn signal. The RS5 badge is just underneath that. This has the full sunroof. The entire upper section is gloss black, matches the window trim nicely. There's more gloss black in the lower side skirt, and some great lines that run down the side. For this being almost a stretched coupe, it's a little bit longer, very large rear glass there, but there's a crisp line just above the door handle and in the lower side skirts to give it a great look. And then for the rear, this has gloss black for the small trunk mounted spoiler. It's on the Audi badge, RS5 as well. This has LED taillights with the sequential design to them. There's the backup camera, all the sensors, even more carbon fiber that surrounds that sport-tuned exhaust. It runs right through that diffuser where there's some more gloss black accents, and this even has the RS Sport rear differential as well. So let's work our way to the cargo space. You can use the button on the key fob or up underneath. No power trunk, so it's very lightweight, of course. And then on the interior, there's a storage net on the driver's side, a good amount of space with those back seats up. There's even a hook, and you can fold down these back seats by pulling on these tabs. Now, each of the 3 seats in the back are individual. So there's 2 tabs on the passenger side and then 1 on that driver's side. With them folded down, that gives you a lot more usable space, especially being a coupe. It is nice to have that. And this is one of the few coupes that I've seen has a spare tire underneath. You really wouldn't put anything else under there, but you have the spare tire, which is nice. A little bit more storage over on that passenger side, and 2 grab handles up top so you can easily close that. Now as we move on to the interior, you can lock and unlock it, of course, using the door handle. They do go up instead of straight out from the vehicle, which is neat. And then for the interior, we have Alcantara, leather, carbon fiber, gloss black, and brushed aluminum. Bang & Olufsen sound system, of course. It's a great design. And then check out these leather and Alcantara seats. Very beautiful. They're massaging. All the automatic adjustments are on the side too. It's a very nice sport style bucket seat, but also it's very, very comfortable. Now the steering wheel is completely Alcantara with red stitching. There's paddle shifters too. On the left side, there's adjustments for the digital cockpit with view, favorites button, and a few other controls. Right side gets you Bluetooth and voice commands, tuning and volume, heated steering wheel, as well as the RS settings. Let's fire this up so we can go over all that information. With my foot on the brake, we can bring it to life. And looking at the digital gauge cluster, on the left side there's the tach, right side is miles per hour, and currently in the middle there's some information like G-force as well as some engine temperatures. Now running across the top, you will notice there's a lot more icons to go through. Using these buttons on the left side, we can toggle over to the media, so when you have that on, you can monitor that, as well as your phone when that is paired, and you can even pull up the navigation in full screen. Now if I go back to some of this information, we can scroll down to look at tire pressure, there's some more engine data, and then that is it for that setting. Now if I click on view, it will bring up the tach in miles per hour in a larger view, and now you can still go through the rest of that information. It's just going to be minimized to the middle. So just depending on what you would like to see, you have the option to do that. And then over on the right side with RS, if I push on that, it will completely change this gauge cluster setup. So there's the G meter, you have your tach set up like a drag strip on both sides with what gear you're in, miles per hour, and then the torque and power on that right side. There's two different settings as well. So you have RS1 and RS2 that you can configure as needed. And with the head-up display, it also changes some of that info. So currently it is showing a lap timer along with the engine temperature and miles per hour. If I go back to auto, it just shows the lane keeping assist and the miles per hour. Now on the left side, there's a large compartment where you can place any items that you'd like to. More carbon fiber surrounds all of the headlight adjustments along with the head-up display control. There's one air vent. And then working our way to the middle infotainment system now, with the icons currently shown, there's radio and media, phone and nav. If I go into vehicle, go into the drive select, there's comfort, auto, and dynamic. There's also the RS monitor, so you can take a look at all this information. You can swipe over for the G meter and then look at your tire pressure too. There's your AC, go into your seat so you can monitor the massaging functions as well. And you have some other apps to go into. You can quickly get back to home. And then you do have the split style for media, phone, as well as your nav. You can pull that up in full screen, get to your phone as well, pull up your music, and then the last one is some more of the Sirius XM. So it's a pretty easy system to go through. There's two air vents underneath that. They actually extend all the way to the passenger side, so it makes it blend in as one continuous piece with carbon fiber that is just underneath that. Now, right in the middle is another LCD screen. If I hover my finger on these toggles, you can actually see which way you would like to push this. So if I push the toggle up, that's for max, pushing it down is for off. Really cool to see those adjustments with temperatures on both sides. Heated seat controls and then some other recircs are right in the middle. Now there's a shortcut to the drive select, so I currently have those up, which I just showed. There's traction control, even a parallel parking feature, which is great. You can turn on and off the parking sensors. You can even shut that upper screen off if you'd like to. You do have to be out of some of that information in order to do it. So once you do that, you can just tap on it to bring it back to life as well. Now there's a few auxiliaries down below, along with two cup holders, massive amount of space in front of the shifter. Odd design to see, but you could place some items there. And then we have Alcantara for the shifter. So reverse is going to be by pushing this forwards, and I can also expand the views. So you have no shortage of visibility around this entire vehicle, which is nice to see. Drive is all the way to the back, and if I pop it over to the right, that allows you to shift here or with the paddle shifters themselves. Park is located on the back side. Now the e-brake is also behind that, a little bit of storage to the right side. And then there's a peek at the wireless charging pad, which you can look at once you open up the armrest. There's another auxiliary and a little bit of space, and then you can also adjust this as needed. There's even more space in the glove box, of course. And then we have the sunshade, which is automatic. So you can use that button in the middle for both that and the sunroof itself. There's the touch sensitive dome lights too. And then a look at visibility. It is very open feeling. It's a short vehicle, so it's easy to see in both directions. And let's hop back to the back seats now. which I forgot to get to. In order to do that, you can use these buttons on the headrest to move that seat forwards, so that way you don't have to reach down below and your backseat passengers can gain access to that. And we have a 4-seater. Check out the attention to detail for these seats with the red accents on the seat belts there. There's storage pockets behind both front seats, air vents, climate adjustments, and a little bit of hidden storage on both sides. Now at 5'10", I'm maybe ducking slightly. I could be back here around town, maybe a short road trip, and be comfortable. So it's not that bad considering this is a coupe. You really won't have backseat passengers, but they're usable for 2 adults if you need to do that. Now there's a little bit of storage right in the middle, and then the armrest has a little bit more storage as well as a cup holder on both sides. And you can even fold down this middle seat independently if you need some items to go through. So it's very nice and open for your backseat passengers. But let's hop back to the front seats now and get this out on the road. As we set off now in this almost $100,000 Audi RS5, this is definitely a very cool model, especially with this $10,000 competition package. That gives it a lot of goodies, as you've already seen in today's video. And what I love about the Audi brand is this is a pretty performance-oriented coupe, but at the same time, it can be dialed back to be nice and relaxing as a daily driver. So while you have over 400 horsepower and torque, and some drama in those shifts, you can kind of tone it back a little bit if you want to. I have it in dynamic right now. Even with the Sport Tune suspension, you can feel the bumps, but if you're buying this, you know what you're buying, and you know how the car is set up and what you're gonna sacrifice a little bit to make this a daily driver. But back to what I was saying with Audi is they're kind of toned back in a sense for that luxury side, but they still give you ample amount of performance, and that's what you can get in this RS5. If you don't need a full force 4-door vehicle, you can get the RS5 sedan as well. But this is definitely a great option to go with. Now, if I push RS on the steering wheel, the exhaust is going to get a little bit louder. And so now, if we give it an acceleration from 2nd gear, those shifts are so quick, and they're smooth too. So like I said, with it being more on that luxury side, you're not gonna have some of the dramatic shifts. I had a few earlier, but it's going to be very comfortable to drive, and we have all the tech that you could possibly want. With those downshifts too, but all the tech you could want. Such a beautiful interior. It's more on the simple side, not a million bells and whistles. Wow. It's a good all-around vehicle. For the money, you're never going to be driving this without a smile on your face. I definitely would recommend this. It is such a cool Audi. And handling around these turns, I mean, for the speeds I'm doing today, just a normal turn, I guess, it handles well. I've been in the RS5 before. This is definitely a good option to go with. And from 2nd gear, here we go. Mild acceleration for today. This has so much more potential, of course, than I'm throwing at it. And it's an incredible car. I love how comfortable this is to drive. You're talking almost 100K for this specific model. And so with that price tag is going to come the refinements, the luxury, the performance that you're looking for out of your Audi coupe. And so this checks all of the boxes. It's also practical too. So you can have 3 other people with you. You can have a bunch of their items in the back if you need that extra space. If you don't, it's still just a nice 1 or 2 person vehicle that has pretty much everything that you need. I love how it's simple with the tech, yet it gives you all of the tech that you need. I love the tack on both sides of your miles per hour. I think it's really cool to see that, especially for that more aggressive RS driving that you can do with this. And this interior is just so beautiful. It's very nicely laid out. Visibility is also really good, which would add to the daily driving of your RS5. But I highly recommend this. If you're in the need for a coupe, you want back seats that are practical. It's not a 5-seater, which you could have other vehicles that have 3 in the back, but it's a nice 4-seater for sure. The RS5 is a nice option to go with. So that is going to wrap it up for today's walk around and test drive of the 2023 Audi RS5 with the competition package. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this coupe for me today. Check out their website, that link is down below. And if you enjoyed today's review, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.